Welcome back to this week's edition of Carolina Kart Scene, episode number 47. I want to thank everybody for watching the videos last week, liking, and also subscribing. We've crossed over 400 different subscribers, and I say we because thank you for all the support y'all have done to watch the videos and keep this thing going. I get some people that stop me when I go to the track, so I hope to get this information out so y'all can go out and race or have somewhere to go on the weekends. It's getting warmer, so I'm going to have a lot more tracks to cover this week. So again, thank you everybody that is liking and subscribing the different videos. So let's get into it. On racetrack front, a couple of different things that have come out this past week or a couple of weeks. Triple T is putting on a backyard series. I misspoke and thought it was going to be Tri-County, and actually it is going to be Triple T that's going to do a backyard series. We'll talk more about their races as they do come up. This is a really good event for people that are getting into it or having fun or don't want to travel a whole lot or do some of the bigger races. Still gives them an opportunity to get out and have some fun. So we'll definitely be covering that. They also mentioned something about a little bit later on about Thursday Night Thunder at Triple T Raceway. I have not seen any information about that, so definitely check out their Facebook page. And when they do release information, I'll definitely mention that as we do go on. A couple other things. Woodleaf Raceway Park put out a lot of different pictures of upgrades they've done. It's really nice to see that more and more tracks are successful. It's really good because I think it was almost like a year or two ago this track didn't even run at all. So now with all the things they're doing, they've added a lot of safety improvements to the turn 1, 2, and down the backstretch. Been to a couple of races there, and that turn 2 wall definitely is going to get worked out. So hopefully that is going to be a lot safer for the racers to come up. Also, Capital City in Virginia. And this year I'm going to try to cover a little bit more into Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and into Georgia. So Capital City put out their schedule of the races they're going to do. Looks like their first swap meet is on March the 2nd, and then racing throughout. And again, as they do go in, we'll talk about their races and give them some shout outs and hopefully get more people out to race with them. Speaking of Virginia, also the Albemarle Speedway put out. Now again, they are a racetrack in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, but they race a lot of times with different sanctioned bodies that come out of Virginia. So they've got a couple of different ones. They've got the State Line Showdown Series that is going to come up between Margarettsville Speedway themselves and some other tracks, and they've got other dates with the Virginia Dirt Kart Association that they do have. So I got a question for everybody, to put in the comments. Are you the type of racer that goes and just likes to go race, just try to find a race wherever nearby, or do you actually go to a point series? Or are you going to be doing a point series this year? Really interested to know. Myself, with my little one, we kind of did a point series, but also picked up races we just had some fun with. So it's really interesting to see what people thought on doing different series, or is it something that they just kind of pick and choose and just, or if they are leading points, they go with it. So it's definitely going to see. So with that, let's get into some of the different racing that's going to go on February 17th and get into it. First race we want to talk about is not actually racing this weekend. Is Liberty Raceway Park. They actually have a test and tune with also a swap meet that is going to be a part of it. So if you got any older equipment, older different stuff, or you're looking to get a good deal on something, or you're looking to get into the sport, coming out, definitely an opportunity to go out and look. But also they're going to hold practice shortly after they open up at 12 o'clock. So definitely a good opportunity to, even though they've had 2 races, could get out to shake some cobwebs off. I talked about how Tri-County had one this past weekend, and with their Facebook post, they had a lot of people turn out for their particular event. So definitely get out and have some fun and come look and see what you might want to buy. Racing on February the 17th, Tri-County Kartway in Kinley, North Carolina is going to be putting on the Pot of Gold Hobby Nationals. This is going to be presented by Reaper Tire, and is on. The gates open up at 8 a.m. where practice started at 10:30. This is always another great event. This is one of those that really showcase the hobby and the hobby rules and the different individuals that can get out to this one and have a lot of fun. They've got a lot of different classes that are available. Hobby 350, 375, 400 warm up. Senior Champ 410 warm-up. Also, they'll have a number of different junior classes, red plate, all kind of different ones that go into effect. Again, this is a Reaper tire rule in all classes they're going to have, so definitely something to look out for. And so, again, great facility, great races going on. So one of the bigger races in the early part of the year. We've got two good big ones coming up that we'll talk about. So hopefully you get out and run with this and have some fun with this particular event. First racetrack I want to talk about running in South Carolina is Southern Kartway in Loris, South Carolina. This is really close to the South Carolina-North Carolina border on the eastern side of South Carolina. They're actually going to be gates open up at 11 with practice start at 1. A lot of different classes, which this track normally does have a lot of great classes, a lot of classes that they do support, so it's good to get them out. But they're going to have clone super heavy, sumo clone, senior stock clone, pro, senior champ races, full list of junior classes. And just want to point out their red plate classes, their gear rolls just a little bit differently. Normally most of South Carolina and North Carolina run a 1769 gear. This track runs a 1568, which is a 15 driver, 68 rear gear. They do this all the time. This is not a new gear change for them, but just anybody that's traveling from other parts of the state that's never run here before and you're running red plate, just kind of keep that in mind. A lot of great race. Again, we've raced here before last year. I always had a lot of fun at this particular track. So again, gates open up at 11, practice start at 1. Also running on this weekend is Cross Anchor Raceway in Erie, South Carolina. This will be the second race in their series that they're running. They had a really good crowd for their very first race out, and so hopefully they continue to have better and better crowds as they go throughout the year. This race is actually going to be run on Sunday, February the 18th. Looks like gates open up at 10 a.m. with practice starting at 1 p.m. But also definitely check out their Facebook page for any updates or any changes to those times. Got a lot of different classes, but they're also going to be running the wing kart classes, box stock, beginner box stock, and so forth. They're going to have on their lineup. In addition to their junior classes, they'll also run a red juice box division. In addition to the clone 350, 375, 425, looks like also a champ class that'll be running. So hopefully you can get out and run with them and have some fun. Next up, running on the weekend is Sugar Tit Speedway in Greer, South Carolina. They'll be running the second race of their Winter Point Series. They're supposed to be a lot further in their series, but because of all the weather in the area, they have not been able to get a lot of the racing in that they wanted to. So hopefully the weather holds out, and hopefully they'll get in a good crowd and a good amount of racing in. They got Clone 350, 375. They also got Champ 410, 425, junior classes, and also running a flathead 375 on this date. Looks like gates open up at 10 with prices start at 12. So definitely, hopefully you can get out and have some fun or get out and watch a good race. Next up, running in South Carolina is Hanging Rock Kartway in Kershaw, South Carolina. They'll be running on February the 17th with gates open at 10 and practice start at 12. This is going to be a majority Reaper tire event. They do have a few open tire classes. There will be running the Ryan Young Pro Clone 375 Memorial Race. This is a $500 to win race, very important race. They also have Clone 375, Pro Clone, junior classes, red plate, but they're also going to have a no prep clone 375. There's a lot of different information on their Facebook page they put out. In general, you show up to the track, you run that tire, and you don't do anything to it. No washing, no nothing, just run it once and go. Not too clear on whether you can use any prep before you bring it to the track, so definitely check out their Facebook page for any updates. Their open tire classes are going to be a tread, 390, 425, clone, 2 clone classes, and a run what you brung class. So definitely a lot of great racing that's going to be involved, so hopefully you get out with gates open up at 10, prices start at 12. Next up, running in South Carolina is New Outback Speedway in Gray Court, South Carolina. With the weather this past weekend, Warrior Creek canceled, and the race that was going to be run at Warrior Creek switched over to Outback Speedway. And so this is actually going to be a makeup race from another event that they had. And so they're going to be racing on February 17th with gates open up at 11. Practices start at 1. They've got tread classes, Reaper, Maxis classes, Lady Tread, and also Junior 1 and Junior 2. So definitely a great track to get out to. Again, gates open up at 11. Practice started at 1. Also running on the 17th is Lake City Speedway in Lake City, South Carolina. They've posted on their Facebook page the running order and different classes they run in. Let's say they're running up to about 27 different classes with a couple of pro classes mixed in with that one. So a lot of racing available on that particular day. They ran this past weekend, and so hopefully they will be able to run some more. They looks like they're going to try to run every single week, so definitely something to check out on their Facebook page and stay up to date with them. And for a racetrack in Georgia, High Rev Speedway in Nashville, Georgia is going to be having a race. They've had a scheduling conflict and changed their date to February the 18th, which is going to be running on a Sunday. Gates open up at 10 a.m. where practice start at 12 p.m. Again, a lot of your traditional classes they're going to have on the line. Red Plate Junior 1s, Stock Light, Stock Medium and Heavy, Masters 35 and plus. They also have a lot of different pro classes on the line, so definitely something to get out to and have some fun with them. Again, on the 18th, gates open up at 10, where practice start at 12 p.m.